pretty active, that you can
My
connect with your
understanding,
future self?
yeah, my understanding is that over the course of having learned to do this, a lot of brain chemistry and neurological pathways in my head have been rewired and activated in new ways. And I would bet that when I'm channeling specifically, the pineal gland is probably highly activated to allow that connection to be sustained.
So anybody could take that path of awakening, I guess, by
absolutely.
exercise.
Anyone can go into a channeling state, regardless of what you use it for. The channeling state is a natural state, and I do believe it does involve a lot of neurochemical activity and rewiring of the brain in a very specific way. And when we do the things we love, when we're not paying attention to the idea of the passage of time and we're completely lost in doing something that we're passionate about, that's the channeling state. When an actor becomes the character, when a singer is lost in the song, that's the channeling state. Now, what we use it for is up to us. We can use it for more creativity, to connect to higher self, to connect to other levels of consciousness, to connect to other beings. How we apply it, there are many, many ways to apply it, but the channeling state is available to everyone, and it's natural to everyone, and everyone probably does it at one time or another, especially when we're children.
Mm-hmm. It's really staying in the now moment and just like living your passion.
Yep. See, Bashar's actually explained, you know how, when you're doing something you love to do and you say time flies and you look up and before you know it, it's like 3-5 hours have passed, and to you it only seemed like maybe 15 minutes or half an hour or something.
Right.
He's actually saying that that's actually literally true. We're reconnecting back to the general consensus timeline when we sort of snap back out of that and connecting into their agreed idea that it's 5 hours later. But he's actually saying if you were lost in that state and you experienced that experience to be feeling like it's only been a half an hour, he's saying you have literally only aged a half an hour in that experience because you've only created a half an hour's worth of time while everyone else was creating 5 hours of time because time is our creation. So it's not just a matter that you were ignoring time, according to Bashar. If you actually only feel like a half an hour has passed when 3 hours have passed for everyone else, you literally have only experienced half an hour and plugged back into the consensus reality to catch up to everyone else's sense of agreed-upon time.
So should we throw away our watches?
I don't wear one, and I find that by learning the idea of living in the moment, it really becomes an issue of things happening in perfect timing rather than being so obsessed about the time. Bashar is a very good example of this because, sometimes I would swear he must wear a watch because often when we do public or private sessions and he's just talking, no one's paying attention at the time at all, and he's just talking to people and they're talking to him, when he feels that the timing is correct for the conversation to end, it is almost always to the second in terms of when the time was arranged for that session to end.
Wow.
Whether it's, anyone tells him it's time or not, he'll just feel it, and he just knows when the appropriate timing is there. So, it's a very different way of sensing the synchronicity in our life and when things need to happen and how they all fit and how they all work together perfectly without worrying them into place. And once you start really developing that as a sense, then it really just you flow with a sense of timing, and you happen to always be, in a sense, on time.
That's really just being intuitively connected to that higher aspect of yourself, isn't it?
Yeah, because it's an automatic organizing principle, and it's not going to let you miss anything that you need to be aware of.
Has he talked much about healing and medical treatments? And
quite often. One of the things that, well, first of all, he's talked about the idea that, of course, all healing, in a sense, is self-healing, because all you're doing is whatever kind of practitioner you're going to whatever is most reflective of what you believe will actually heal you. And so in that sense, you're simply putting yourself in a conducive vibratory state to create your own healing, even if you have help in doing that.
Okay.
So all healing from his perspective is self-healing. Nevertheless, he also understands that there is a physical agreement component to the idea of the rules that we've bought into about what's possible and not possible in physical reality for most of us. And therefore, he also honors that we have certain kinds of belief systems that are common to most of us about what will and won't work in our reality with respect to healing. One of the things that he strongly suggests for almost any healing whatsoever is that we begin with a thorough bodily detoxification, because he recognizes that our planet is highly toxic. Our food is toxic, our air is toxic, our water is toxic. And as we absorb these toxins into our system over time, the cells in the body actually lodge these toxins in them and actually prevent whatever nutrients we are able to put into our body from being absorbed. If we can actually just get the toxins out, then the nutrients that we put in, ideally the best possible nutrients, the most natural, the most organic, will actually give our body the ability to heal itself from just about anything automatically and very rapidly. And I've seen this happen just by doing that. I actually had a person come to me once who had completely blown their knee ligaments out in a skiing accident. And, I mean, they tore all the tendons, all the ligaments. The leg was, in a sense, really hanging on by not much below the knee. And, of course, you know, Western medicine's wisdom is to say, well, you need to surgically repair that. Now, for whatever reason, this person didn't really want to go into surgery. So they were willing to try something else first. And upon the idea and the recommendation that they, first of all, thoroughly detox their body, get all the toxins out as best as they could, and then put the natural, highly concentrated nutrients into their body, I swear to God, it blew me away. This person was walking in a month, totally healed in a month from something that probably normally with surgery would have required many, many months for them to get over, in addition to the surgery. So I've seen firsthand that we have a very innate natural ability to rapidly heal ourselves as long as we're not blocking the mechanism. And so Bashar is very big. Thing. Yeah, Bashar is very big on, at the very least, no matter what else you wish to do, get the toxins out of the body first so that whatever methodology you're going to try has the best possible opportunity to rapidly heal the body by putting the appropriate nutrients in the body automatically and naturally requires for its healing.
Does he have a detox program that he suggests?
Well, because he gets asked that question so often, he sort of guided me to start investigating what would be some of the strongest programs that were available to us here. Mm-hmm. And so what I found was one of the strongest is an organization called American Botanical Pharmacy. In Marina del Rey here in Los Angeles, has an extremely strong and effective detoxification program along with a lot of other very powerful herbal natural products. So very often to sort of shortcut the process, instead of telling people to go and find all these herbs and concoctions themselves, he'll very often just simply default to something that we've found that he knows is extremely strong. And so that's one of the strongest ones he will actually suggest. And there are very few things he will specifically suggest because he doesn't want to necessarily endorse anything.
Right.
But nevertheless, he recognizes that when something is done that's done well and has a powerful effect, he'll acknowledge that would probably be the easiest and simplest thing for someone to take advantage of because it's already here. And he doesn't have to
I can see the TV commercial now, endorsed by Bashar.
Yeah, that's what he's trying to avoid. But nevertheless, he recognizes, like I said, that we do have on this planet quite a few very effective tools. And so, why reinvent the wheel? It's there, go use it. It's like, why have him take you through a whole process when all he needs to do is say, here it is, go use it, When
a doctor gives you a suggestion or a treatment plan that doesn't feel quite right to you. Let's say, for example, I was talking to someone about doctors are now suggesting that newborns be put on their back to sleep rather than their stomachs to avoid SID.
Right.
And but it didn't feel right. I mean, what is the where do you draw the line?
I'm not obviously I can't really comment on medical advice. But we all have our own ability to explore what feels correct to us, and basically to take, all information we have with a grain of salt and decide for ourselves, really, what seems to work best, what seems to fit our belief system best. I mean, in my belief system, the thing that you believe most strongly will work for you is what's going to work for you, no matter what regimen it is.
Right.
So I would just simply say and recommend that people be open and explore everything and make decisions based on their ability to be responsible and self-empowered beings as to what they believe will work best for them.
So forgive me for saying, but that would be a belief system about detoxing just as well, right?
It would. But the idea is that there are some things that are representative of the collective agreement more than other things.
Okay.
So what Bashar is basically saying is take advantage of the things we mostly all agree on, such as if you jump off a cliff without a parachute, you're probably going to die. So take advantage of that fact and be careful when you're walking near the edge. Now, is there a possibility that somebody could levitate? Yes. Anything is possible.
As long as they believed it.
What's the probability that they believe in it strongly enough to actually levitate? Probably not too high for most of us. So the idea is honor the belief system that's there and take advantage of the belief system to do what you need to do. Don't fight it, but at the same time then learn to do things in other ways at a pace you're comfortable with and let yourself demonstrate to yourself that you can do those other things before you go cliff diving.
Darryl, we are out of time. Thanks so much.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it very much.
Is there anything you'd like to leave everybody with?
Just that I think the one thing that I've really learned over the time I've been doing this channeling is that the most important thing is that anything you need, everything you need to know, everything you need to attract in your life will probably synchronistically come to you if you just do the simplest possible thing, and that is to, at every moment, follow your highest joy and act on it to the best of your ability, without expectation, with total integrity, and let the rest of it work itself out, because it will. That's my experience anyway.
Love it. Thanks so much, Darryl. We're going to have to do it again. A lot of people in the chat room here said they're going to be sending you headphones so we could do the Skype thing.
Well, I don't need headphones for Skype.
Okay. All right.
But thank you very much. I appreciate it, and my best to everyone.
Okay. Folks, that's it for today. I'm Tom Murasso from Born to Manifest. Stop by Amazon.com, get my new book, The Manuscript, Awakening into Oneness. We will see you next Wednesday at 2 o'clock. But for now, peace out, and we love you.